Deer season is almost upon us, and you might be thinking, where should I go and try and fill my non-resident tags this year after harvesting my buck in my home state? Well, I'm gonna start out with the top 3 that I think you should look into. I'm Kyle Green with the Greenway Outdoors from the History Channel. Let's get started. Now, the first one might lose a little bit of credibility with you, but I am biased, and I'm gonna talk about my home state of Michigan. Now, we have an incredible deer population in Michigan, but we've got a terrible offset doe to buck ratio. So we need you to come to our state to help harvest some doe. And it's very easy to do because you can buy up to 10 tags. At $171 for a license that allows you to harvest a buck or a doe, you really can't go wrong. Now let's talk about some of the pro tips you need to know for our state. First things first, in the Lower Peninsula, we currently have a bait ban in place. So don't plan on baiting for deer. The next thing is in the what we call shotgun zone, and you can tell I'm from Michigan because I'm showing you on my hand. In the shotgun zone, which is roughly from here down, you have to use either a straight wall cartridge, a muzzle loader, or a shotgun. And that is one of the highest population areas of deer. And in our state overall, we've got 2 million. Now, if you're wondering about the UP, you can bait, but your likelihood of seeing deer up there is a lot more slim. But at the end of the day, with so many deer in our herd, Michigan is a great choice with tons of state land for you to choose from. Come, visit, and help us even out that herd. State number 2 is just below the Michigan border, and that is, I hate to say it for U of M fans, but Ohio, the great state of Ohio. With 600,000 whitetail deer in its herd, Ohio is known as big buck country. People travel from all over to go to Ohio because of their excellent genetics. And at $260 for an over-the-counter tag that allows a buck or a doe for non-residents, it is a great choice. Now, here are the pro tips you need to know. Number 1, the state limit of whitetail deer is 6 and only 1 can be antlered, but a lot of counties have limiters in place where you can only hunt 2 deer. So in order to get to your 6 deer limit, you would have to hunt multiple counties. And you're gonna wanna scout ahead of time. Reason being is because the popularity of Ohio has been growing over the last few years. So get out, scout ahead of time, know your hunting area better than the guys that just rolled up, and you'll have a pretty good chance at harvesting a nice buck in the great state of Ohio. Now let's fry up the cheese curds and head up to Wisconsin. They want you to come. There's all kind of incentives in place for first-time buyers, including the first time you buy a deer tag in Wisconsin right now, it's only $100, and the second license and beyond will always be $200, which is still a pretty fair price for an over-the-counter non-resident tag. With a population of 1.6 million, there's a lot to be said for the deer population in Wisconsin. Now, in the northern half, for the most part, you can bait, but make sure you check your regulations. But one thing to keep in mind is, and I'm not a trophy hunter, but since the 1950s, the great state of Wisconsin has had more entries into Boone and Crockett than any other state. And that's kind of enough said. Well, that's the summary of the top 3 states that the non-residents need to check out this year for whitetail deer hunting. I'm Kyle Green with the Greenway Outdoors on the History Channel. Thanks so much for checking us out. We'll see you in the field.